to express my warm greetings to the esteemed judges. My name is Wafia Katrinada binti Muhammad Nawi from Small Mawib, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Today, I would like to explore about subject science in the subtopic 8.6 Scattering of Lights.
Do you know why the sky becomes like this? It's because of a phenomena. This phenomena is caused by light scattering. Occurs when light rays are obstructed and reflected by clouds or particles in the air in all directions. White light actually has 7 colors. It is called a spectrum. Let's divide it into 2. This is the color of the spectrum, with the wavelength and frequency. Red wavelength is 620 to 750 nm, and the frequency is 400 to 484 Hz. Orange wavelength is 590 to 620 nm, and the frequency is 484 to 508 Hz. Yellow wavelength is 570 to 590 nm, and the frequency is 508 to 526 Hz. Green wavelength is 495 to 570 nm, and the frequency is 526 to 660 Hz. Blue wavelength is 450 to 495 nm, and the frequency is 606 to 668 Hz. Indigo wavelength is 380 to 450 nm, and the frequency is 668 to 789 Hz. Now let's look at the other one. This means the longer the wavelength, the less light is scattered. You can see that the color red has a longer wavelength compared to other colors, and the blue wavelength is short, meaning it is scattered more than other colors. At midday, the sky becomes blue. It's because the white sunlight reaches the atmosphere path and is scattered in all directions by airborne particles, dust, and fine dust. Blue light has a shorter wavelength than other colors, so blue light is scattered more than other colors. That's why we see a blue sky. At sunset, the sky becomes reddish blue. It's because the white light must pass a much thicker atmosphere because it sits at low horizon. And what is left is red and orange. Red and orange wavelengths are longer than other colors. That's why we see a reddish color at sunset. Now let's explore scientists that discovered light scattering. John William Strutt, known as Lord Rayleigh, is born in 12 November 1842 and died in 13 June 1990. He was a British physicist and a hereditary peer who received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1904 for his discovery of argon-ion laser. He explains small particles are much smaller than wavelength of light scattered in all directions. He also explains the wavelength rule. It's proof that scattering intensity is inversely proportional to the full power of the light's wavelength. Gustav Mie is born in 29 September 1868 and died in 13 February 1957. He was a German physicist. He said, light scattering developed a solution to Maxwell's equation for light scattering by spherical particles of any size. He also explains larger particles are covered particles whose size is close to or larger than the wavelength of light, where forward scattering becomes dominant. Why is the sky blue and not purple? There is an explanation to this question. Let's figure it out together. I am going to explain step by step. Let's look at the first one. This is a diagram of relative intensity of the sun. This diagram shows that the sun releases other colors but not much indigo, because indigo has the lowest compared to other colors, according to scientists. Now let's look at the other one. This is a diagram of eye color sensitivity. This diagram shows the sensitivity of a human's eye. You can see that indigo has the lowest compared to other colors, meaning the human eye is sensitive to the color indigo, according to scientists. Thanks a lot to MMU Multimedia University for the event